Hello, everyone, and welcome once again to Dream Career Talk Show. Today, we are on episode number 81 of Dream Career Talk Show. And as you all are aware, here on this show, we bring industry experts from various domains who will be sharing their knowledge, their experiences, their challenges, their failures, and success so that it can help others in their career journey. This show is to help corporate professionals majorly to expand their context, get clarity, direction, hope, inspiration, and of course, the right steps to build their dream careers. Did you know that through your handwriting, you can discover your true personality? Did you know that handwriting does not start from your hands? It starts from your mind. When you concentrate and grasp the words, then through motor skills, you would see the handwriting on a paper or book. I know I'm getting technical here, but today we have somebody who is an expert who will help us with how handwriting can reveal your personality and you can get success in your career and how you can build your dream career in this particular field. Now, this person is popularly known as Rafi Sir. I have known this person for many years. He is one of my favorites there in the coaching industry. Dr. Rafiullah Baig is a coach, speaker, and author. He is the founder and director of Handwriting Institute India. He graduated as the first, youngest, and the only certified handwriting analyst from India in 1998 from Handwriting University International, USA. He is a memory expert with an unconditional commitment to making a difference in society and who strongly believes the future is in the hands of young children. So, Rafi sir, have seen a lot of your work. You have been doing amazing work out there and have transformed many lives. So, it's an honor to have you on Dream Career Talk Show.
Surely, Fatah Khan, first of all, I am so delighted to be here on your talk show. And I am so glad that I am here on 31st of December. And that means we are ending a glorious year and we are now just hours away from starting a new year. And at this junction, when something is ending and something is starting, I think we are at the right time to give this powerful science of handwriting analysis to all your viewers and your students and all your well-wishers.
Thank you for, first of all, accepting this invite. And yes, this is a special day when we are ending a year and starting a new year. So I'm sure this is the best thing what people can get as a gift through your message that can help and transform a lot of lives because you have been there in the industry and you have transformed many lives so far. So let's talk about your journey because your journey has been very inspiring. How did you get into this career? And was it accidental? Was it something that you chose? How did this journey start for you?
Well, Fatah Khan, first of all, 1993 is the time when I started in the field of self-development. And I underwent series of training programs to learn about human psychology, leadership skills, and personality development, memory skills, and study skills. All these are the topics that I learned with passion ever since 1993. But I was looking for an edge that will give me an insight about human psychology to understand a human being as he is from the inside of his subconscious mind. So when you are in the training program, when you are involving yourself with the thousands of people, it is your innate, desire to understand the uniqueness of a person so that you can connect with that person and influence the person and find out his deep-rooted passion, fears, defenses, so that you can help him to understand himself and also to conquer his fears and to master his own capabilities. So I was looking for a science which will help me to connect people from inside of them, not what they are projecting. Self-confidence is what some people would project, but self-esteem is something that you can understand from their psychology. So I went through a series of sciences like the science of body language. I went through the sciences like the science of NLP. And then I discovered a powerful science called as graphology. Now, graphology is a science which gives you information about a person's subconscious mind. And it is simply because your writing comes from your subconscious mind. So when I was introduced in the year 1998 about this magnificent science, and for my horror, it was not available anywhere in India. No university in India, no college in India, and no institute in India would be teaching this science way back in the 90s. So I had to depend upon a foreign university, and that time internet was simply not accessible, very costly, very slow. But I have to go through the grind of using the audio tapes. Remember, There used to be audio tapes that people used to play in the cars and at home, and there used to be a tape recorder. And
Right.
it is only people who are in 90s and 2000, maybe 90s and early 2000 people understand. Now tape recorders should be kept in a museum because nobody uses it. So my study material came from USA in the form of printed material and recorded audio cassettes. And then video cassette was only one, which was so special because I didn't have a video player at home. And then I had to wait 2 full months to play that video to complete my course. So I had tremendous amount of patience to listen to this tape, that American accent, American teachers, and to connect with Indian context, and then to find out what the same from the handwriting. It took a lot from me, but I enjoyed the process because the more I learned about this science, the more I learned about human psychology, the more I learned about myself, about my own innate potential. Then it helped me to connect with people who are in my family, in my friend circle, and then ultimately I reached out to the participants in my workshop. Through their handwriting, I was able to make a complete analysis of who they are. And then through the handwriting and changes in their handwriting using graphotherapy, I was able to bring about tremendous amount of changes in them. And they simply started falling in love with themselves. Because when you discover who you are truly, the first thing that happens is you start believing in yourself, accepting yourself, and finally falling in love with yourself, which is the ultimate requirement for any success in life.
Yeah, completely agree that, and it's an amazing beginning you had, and of course, like when we have a beginning, and especially when it was tough during 90s, and you still persevered and took it forward, and I'm sure you would have gone through multiple challenges. So, what was the driving force which kept you moving, even when you had these kind of challenges of waiting for 2 months, right? Resources were not there. So, how did you move on?
Fatah Khan, the financial things were something that you need to know. I was in a very delicate situation because I was an evening student, and daytime I was doing a small time commission basis business in silk industry, and investing thousands of rupees that time was really challenging. But as you asked me what kept me going, I think that passion to help people, to transform people, to inspire people, to motivate people is what I think kept me going in search of human psychology, graphology, graphotherapy. And then in the course I was asked to change my letters. My writing underwent a scientific change. I practiced for hours and hours, and in thousands of pages I have to alter my letters. And I found out that by series of altering my letters, I was able to influence my mind, my subconscious mind, for desired results, for positive changes. And I started using those graphotherapy principles in my participants, and they started changing their writings, their signatures, and ultimately they found new energy, new enthusiasm, and new belief system in themselves. And they brought in tremendous amounts of success stories, incidents where they got pay hike, they got promotions, they lost weight, they became happy, they're able to understand their spouses very well, they're able to understand their children very well, they're able to understand their parents very well. So I think these are the results that people brought in the initial few courses that I did, and then people enjoyed the benefit, and that inspired me to keep going and going on.
Amazing. That's really nice to know the kind of transformations that have happened with people through you, right? But I'm sure it wouldn't have happened in the first couple of months or an year. Like, how much time did it take for you to get those results and people started believing in you and started reaching out to you?
Well, I think this is a very important part of my life. 98, I picked up this science, and by the time I completed this course, it was December 1999. I got my certification done. And then early 2000, I started doing seminars, free seminars. And
Mhm.
that time, newspapers and no social media, absolutely. Internet hardly found. So I used to go in for newspaper advertisements. Initially, I didn't have money to invest on advertisements. So I used to request for a free column, where they print without charging small letters. You need to take a lens to read those small letters. Free seminar on handwriting analysis by Rafiullah Baig. And then people used to call me, and then I used to call them for a seminar on a Sunday afternoon. And then slowly I started investing money on small ads in Times of India. I remember page number 3, when there were no huge ads of IT industry, of real estate industry in 2000, early 2000. Times of India used to be a very popular newspaper. Remember, it became popular after 1997 Miss World competition that was held in Bangalore by ABCL, Amitabh's company, Amitabh Bachchan's company. And after that, color papers started coming in daily newspapers. And then I used to have those advertisements, small advertisements. And then people used to watch those advertisements, read those advertisements, and come over to my seminars. And when I started teaching them the graphotherapy part, and then handwriting can change your life, it can give you new energy and all that, people did not believe. And let the people apart. Let's start with my own friends and family members. They were confused. Are you going to make a career out of teaching handwriting? They didn't understand the analysis part of it. They didn't understand graphology part of it. They thought that, like any other school teacher, I'm going to teach how to write beautifully. That's what the concept was. And they didn't believe in me unless I started sharing with them how handwriting analysis, graphotherapy, it's a science, and you can alter your signatures. Then they made further jokes about me. You said, You're going to open an office, you're going to run a business, you're going to leave behind your career in silk industry, and you think people will come and pay you for teaching handwriting analysis? And do you have any successful person like this in India? Can you show me somebody who has made this as a career? I had none of it in India. But there was a desire deep inside my heart that this science is going to help people. And eventually, if I'm helping people, I'm going to be successful. So that's the bottom line. It took a lot of courage. I spent a lot of time, money, and doing free seminars. But when people started showing the results, that changed the entire game. And then I remembered in 2004, I bought an office for doing the programs. From 2000 to 2004, I was doing these programs in hotels. Okay, booking the conference halls, and then paying for the lunch. And then I used to book for 20 people, 10 people used to show up. I used to pay for 20 people, only 10 people eating the lunch. And because I buy the lunch, they give me a conference hall free. I cannot buy the conference hall without buying the lunch. So
Right.
minimum, I remember at that time it was in Hotel Harsha near Shivaji Nagar. And then minimum that I can book is 20. So if I can pay them 20 people's lunch, they'll give me the conference hall, AC and all free of course. And that time that was overhead projector, OHP and all that stuff. Many a times for the fun, it used to be like I get 10 people, 12 people, and making 10 people's lunch. I'm paying from my pocket to the hotel. And I remember I used to call my relatives. आज लंच पे आ जाओ, होटल हर्षा में लंच है, मेरा वर्कशॉप चल रहा है, लोग कम हैं, तो आप आके मेरे साथ में लंच. My brother-in-laws and my brothers and all those relatives, they used to come and have a, very tasty lunch at Hotel Harsha. And then that's how it started. In 2004, when I bought this office, the office was around 1,400 square feet. And the rent was really high. And people, my relatives, questioned me, you're going to hire an office as big as 1,400 square feet for teaching handwriting. How are you going to pay the rent? How are we going to manage the expenses? You have to pay the electricity bill all. But you know what? Within next 6 months, that 1,400 square feet place was not sufficient for me. My workshops were full. My seminars were full. People
Wow.
were standing in to attend my seminars. And that time I remember my younger brother Imran Baig was just completing his graduation. And then I wanted him to study further. I wanted him to do masters in computer applications. And then he saw all that because he was assisting me all through coming over and doing the seminars, and he used to assist me. And he saw the people changing, and he saw how the institute was going successful. And then, in spite of my best efforts, he quit his further studies and he joined. And today I'm so happy that he has made big in his career, and he's running his own institute, and he's making his own students and changing lives. And this is a beautiful journey that I can look behind for the last 25 years and more.
That's amazing, right? And I think that's the story of most of the successful people, right? Just like you also went through that grind, and you had that grit and perseverance, right? Because I think it was more coming from your intention to serve people, right? So that is really a very inspiring journey there, where you started and you did not give up even when nobody believed in you. But what was that actually helped you to believe in yourself? Because there was nothing like this in India, right? And there was nobody to support you because nobody understood this. How did you actually start believing in yourself? Was that NLP that helped you, or what was that helped you to actually start believing and have that grit and perseverance?
I think Fatah Khan, when I started doing the workshops on memory, on personality development leaders, just before this science, People used to come for counseling. They used to come and ask me to personally coach them. Before this science, I did not have an access to reach their subconscious mind. I can talk about what they inform me. They used to come and say, my self-esteem is low, please help me to improve my self-esteem. My memory is low, my memory is weak. I used to give them techniques. But once I started using the science of graphology, I did not have to ask them any question. All that I required was a paragraph of the writing in front of me, and then I know what to ask and where to touch upon and what is missing in their personality. So I gave them the right information. I understood their subconscious fears, their defenses, their thinking abilities, and their strengths. All that came through the lines that they wrote, the letters they wrote. And through that, I used to change their writings, their signatures, and then they used to practice it over a period of time. They saw changes which are personal in nature. Earlier, before this science, the workshop that I used to conduct, the changes were general in nature. General changes like my energy is very high, I'm feeling very positive, I'm happy today, general changes. But after this science of graphology, people used to come and say, Rafi, I changed this letter T, and today my business is doubling in the revenue, in the turnover. I don't know how, but I started attracting success. Because the moment you change the letter T, that puts your self-esteem high. And right now, I'd like to inform something here. There is nothing like fortune telling in this science. I'm not asking people to blindly believe in what I say. This is not numerology. This is not about future or fortune telling. This is a pure science of influencing your mind using the letters. Because, like you said right in the beginning, that the writing does not come from your hand. It's not your hand which writes, it's your mind which writes. So, you're writing, technically speaking, handwriting is a wrong term to use. Technically using, your writing should be called as mind writing. No two people in the world have the same writing. Even the twins, identical twins who look alike, who behave the same, who look all the same, but when you check their handwriting, just like their DNA does not match, just like their fingerprints does not match, exactly the same way their handwriting does not match. Your handwriting is as unique as you are. There are 8 billion people in this world. There are 8 billion different handwriting samples in the world. No two handwritings in the world match. That's why your handwriting is taken as your identification on your passport, on your driving license, on other papers. Along with your photo is your signature, because your signature is unique. There may be thousands of people of your name Fatah Khan, and they may be using the same FATHAKHAN to sign, but no two Fatah Khans in the world can sign the same signature. The signature changes. Just like they are different, the signature is going to be different. And that's why it's a crime to write like somebody. If I copy your writing, it becomes a crime. It's a punishable offense. According to two sections in IPC, Indian Penal Code, a person who found guilty of forging somebody's writing and somebody's signature, if it is proven in the court of law, that person can be put behind bars for more than 7 years. It's a
Wow.
crime to copy anybody's signature or anybody's handwriting, because no two handwritings in the world match. That comes from your subconscious mind. Like no two people at the subconscious level are the same. Your handwriting at the subconscious level is different. Although we learned the same ABCD letters, we wrote the same copybook writing to improve our handwriting. People used to write hours together. The teachers used to punish if you don't write, because your handwriting has to improve. We wrote on those books. But today, my writing is so different, your writing is so different, and every individual writes different, because the writing comes from the subconscious mind, and that becomes your identification. Just like your fingerprints don't match, your writing does not match with anybody else in the world. Even if you have a twin brother or sister who are identical, yet your handwriting does not match. I would like to inform here, Fatah Khan, that our viewers who are watching this program can quickly check their handwriting or signatures and compare with their family member, with their friends, with their wife, with their husband, and find out does it match or not. Please comment on this topic, which is very important. You're going to enjoy a lot, because I and Fatah Khan are going to add up so much value for your signatures, to your handwriting, and we are going to take your questions. Now, one activity that I would suggest: quickly grab your writing or your signature, compare with somebody next to you, and you'll be really happy to know that your writing does not match with anybody in the world.
Wow, this is something amazing, and I think we are already getting deeper into the handwriting and understanding the science behind it. Of course, I also did not knew the entire science there, but I am getting mind blown with whatever you are sharing here today. And when you said your identity, like based on your handwriting and all, so now once I am writing certain thing, and that defines my identity. So how does graphology help, right? In terms of how do you help people where you help them to change their handwriting, or how do you help in terms of the graphology, using graphology there?
Well, Fadakar, I think there are five important benefits of using the science of graphology. The first thing is because you come from the coaching industry, you're a coach yourself, and you deal with thousands of people and you influence people, and people fall in love with you, they become your students. I'm sure they want to have personal coaching with you. They want to sit down with you 101. They want to learn more from you. And if you can use this science of graphology with your close unit members to begin with, for example, you're appointing somebody who is going to be taking care of your accounts. You're appointing somebody who's going to taking care of your marketing. You're appointing somebody who's going to take care of your training programs and arranging all the requirements. Well, through their handwriting, you can understand whether this person is going to be good in accounts, or is he going to be good in marketing, is he going to go be with people or with machines. There are people who are introverts, with their writing goes to the left, they slant to the left, it goes minus 90 degree. So whenever you spot a writing which is minus 90 degree, all that you need to understand is, oh, this person is introvert by nature. He'll be good with machines, he'll be good with books and papers, but he will not be comfortable with people. So you give him accounts, you give him statistics, you give him research work. He will have plenty of patience. He will focus, he will be silent, he will be withdrawn, he will be completely all by himself and give you the best results. If you find somebody who is writing plus 90 degree, you see his writing goes to the 90 plus, it goes to the right angle, and it is an indication of a person with extrovert personality. Now this person will be bad in sitting on one place. He'll have high energy levels, so he cannot focus on accounts or research. He would be good with people, on the field, on the move, interacting with people, sharing with people, and then he'll be giving you results in marketing.
Amazing. I think this
But
will
what
change the
happens,
game. Yeah. Go
of
ahead. Go ahead.
course, but what happens is this. Imagine there are two people who complete their education as software engineers. They complete BE software engineering, they appear for job, they go to Infosys and they apply for a job, and since they have good academic results, they get appointed for writing a software. Now, when you are appointed to write a software, obviously you deal with machines, you have to spend endless number of hours, and then you need to have that patience. Imagine a person with uh, engineering graduation in software, but his personality, his qualification, and his personality both should match for anybody to
Right.
become a success in the field of his choice.
Right.
Imagine you have an extrovert personality and you are doing a job of a software engineer. By qualification, yes, you can do what company has appointed you for. But can I give me the best? No. If Infosys can use this science, which they are using at a very high level, what they'll do is this. They'll see the records of these two people, they appoint them in the company, they put this introverted personality into research and coding and writing software. He will enjoy the work, give him the result. They will take this person with extrovert personality, put him in the marketing. And within the same company with a different role, because his personality is matching with the job that he's been offered, he will give you tremendous results. But in the industry today, Fatah Khan, I am very sad to say this. There is a high mismatch of human resource and qualification. Please understand, your qualification is not your personality. Just because you're
Absolutely.
an engineer does not mean that you have to sit in your office and write the software for next 30, 40 years. No, it does not mean that. Your qualification is different from your personality. I think people like Fatah Khan, who has come out with dream careers, who teach people to live their dream, is doing the right job of asking people to follow their heart, because your heart is where your personality lives, and then it likes what you do. So dream careers like what Fatah Khan has been doing, I feel simply so honored to know his work. When people fall in love with themselves, they do what they have been wanting to do for years. And thank God, because of people like him, they can break those barriers and find their own place in the market. And that's what I've been doing for the last 25 years. I've been asking people to please understand your qualification is not your personality. You need to find out, do you have the right personality for the right career? And that is where you need to use the science of graphology, understand yourself, sit down with a session for self analysis with me, send me your samples and get a personality assessment done, find out your strengths, your weaknesses, and find out where you are going to be doing your work effortlessly. See, for people like Pele, Maradona, and Messi, playing football comes naturally. They don't have to put in efforts. They
Right.
enjoy. They enjoy. You can see that on their face. For people like Amitabh Bachchan, people like Dharmendra, people like Rajesh, Khanna, and people like Dilip Kumar, acting comes to them naturally. They are today. Amitabh is 80-year-old, but his call sheet is full for next 2 years. His dates are not available with the producer for next 2 years. I'm talking about 80-year-old grandfather. How is it possible? Passion. Because they enjoy. They get up in the morning with the desire, चलो आज shooting को जाएंगे यार हम ये movie कर रहे हैं ये co-stars के साथ में. Amitabh enjoys his job and that's why he cannot sit at home at 80 years old. Can you find out something like that? You will be 80-year-old and still making crores of rupees just like Amitabh is making when your personality matches with your passion. And that's what Fatah Khan and his team has been doing. I feel so honored. A big salute to your team and your work, Fatah Khan.
Thank you for that. And I think this is what people need to understand, that it is about their personality, not just about their academics or education. And I think I have to also share that I was doing this big mistake. Like I did not understand my personality. A lot of ignorance in my life. 17 years I was doing IT job, and I was not realizing, hey, that's not my calling. It took me a long time, but I'm thankful to God that I'm able to now move and start following my passion. And that is where I think all the new age educators, like be it you doing from 25 years, be it me or any other person who is in the education domain, are helping people to find their dream careers, to build their dream careers, maybe through different ways, right? You're doing through graphology, I'm doing it through my coaching, somebody else is doing through different ways. But I think people need to start understanding this, that it's your personality which is also important defining how you actually move ahead in your career.
Absolutely. Absolutely.
Right. And if somebody is say you said by identifying that there is a personality type of say introvert, right, and you have identified, can there be a work done on them so that they can still get success in whatever they do, or identify and then change certain traits in their personality so that they can become successful?
Surely, of course. This is called as graphotherapy. In simple terms, grapho is to write and therapy is treatment. So writing treatment is graphotherapy. Graphotherapy is a systematic way of changing your writing to influence your own mind. Let me take an example of a student who is not able to focus. There are many teenagers who come to me and say, I cannot concentrate. I get bored when I sit down for studies. I forget what I study. And then all those things they come and say. Usually, what happens is people who write big letters, they take much space on the paper. Their writing is big. These are the people who cannot focus. Their energy levels are very high, so they cannot sit in one place. So, but as a student, you are required to sit in an examination hall for 3 hours,
Yeah.
silently recall and keep writing, recall and keep writing. And if you don't have that patience for 3 hours, you lose your entire life. So, what should I do now? So, simple therapy for them is reduce the size of your writing. If you can reduce the size of your writing, you'll start focusing better. You'll start developing patience. And then you realize that you can stay focused for a longer number of hours. And that is graphotherapy, simple terms. Of course, when you go into letters part of it, how you write your ABCD, each letter defines your personality. So we study each of your letters to analyze your behavior, your thinking, your strengths, your weaknesses, your relationship, everything comes out. So simple graphotherapy improve your concentration, you reduce the size. Now you want to get into sports, you want to get into high energy activity, then write big, write with big letters so that it will expand your energy. So these are simple techniques that I'm sharing. But of course, when I see your letters, there are certain changes that you need to make on each important letter, and that will give you changes in lifetime. If you're not a student, if you're a professional, so instead of changing your handwriting, you can change your signature. And then remember, people ask this question, Fatah Khan, to me that today computers, internet, touch screen, who's going to write? Well, the same question I was asked when typewriters were invented 150 years ago. Who is going to write? Everyone is going to type. Well,
Right.
no matter how much technology comes in, your signature, your writing will never go out of fashion because it simply represents your personality and it identifies your personality, and it will never go out of fashion because it comes straight from the subconscious mind. That's why all over the world, your signature and your photograph is your identification. So it will never go out of fashion. It's scientific way of identifying people, recognizing people. So use this science and you will benefit a lot. And for those people who don't write, I highly recommend that you write at least one paragraph a day. Put your thoughts. You want to achieve something in your life, make your vision board, use your handwriting. Write your affirmations every day. Write. When you write, your thoughts become your words, and your words become your action, and your action becomes your work, and your work becomes the way of expressing yourself, and your expression becomes your success.
That's beautifully said, and I completely agree. Like when people start writing, of course, like one of the big challenge today, a lot of people face, even the corporate professionals, is low self-image. Right? And I think those affirmations that you're talking about can definitely help people from going from that low self-image to high self-image. Yeah.
Thank you. So these are the two benefits that I mentioned about how you can coach people. You can have this science to coach your team, your participants. All that you have to do is do a 2-day workshop with me and then learn this science and see the handwriting of a person and immediately connect with them. You want to become a professional like me and you want to become a certified handwriting analyst, do a course with me, write your exams and become certified, and you can be a professional in this field. I have been consulted by police department on forgery. By the courts, I've been appointed as a special commissioner in various cases to present my readings and my analysis on forgery documents. It's interesting when you go to the court and the judge would ask you to give your analysis, and then there is an opposition lawyer, and then there is a counter allegations, and then counter examination and cross examination. But at the end, when justice prevails and then the poor get their justice and the victims get their justice, you feel so relieved. So I've been appointed various courts, including the High Court of Karnataka, to give my opinion on forgery documents. So as a private practitioner, I have been consulted in many cases. I have appeared in many cross examinations, and I had this deep look at the legal system, how people can benefit. Today, if you are a forensic expert using handwriting analysis, you can make a lot of money. When people come with forgery checks and forgery documents, you can give your analysis and you can charge them, and then perhaps people who are ready to pay, because each case where there is a forgery involved, the property is worth hundreds and thousands of crores of properties. Today, as you know, that real estate boom has gone up. If you go to the courts and then find out there are thousands of cases which are registered every single month on forgery, because people have misused wills, documents, agreements, sale deeds, and they have forged the signature. One signature forged, the cases run into hundreds of pages, and it goes into 10 years, 20, 30, 40 years of cases. People fight their cases. But when you can use this science and help people get benefit, get justice, then I think apart from making money, you also get the blessings.
Definitely, and I think we are getting to know so many benefits from graphology, right? One skill, and it has so many benefits to not only like help people, but also to impact those lives, to not only change lives, but also to save a lot of lives from all these kind of forgery and other things. Now, if somebody has, again, like you mentioned, somebody can start learning this and then also become this, right? What are the various opportunities for these people? One you said is forensic department. What are the various opportunities if somebody has to build a career in graphology today?
I think the best way to start is to teach children handwriting. You can become a graphotherapy instructor. There are many students who need to improve their handwriting, and today you read in newspapers, because of the pandemic, which took the students away from the studies for 2 years. Now, the students who are in say third, fourth, fifth, the primary and the middle school students, they lost touch with handwriting, and today there are many who are suffering. So, if you go as a graphotherapy instructor after doing a course with me and become a handwriting teacher, and teach handwriting to the children, they will come home and learn, and then you can make at least ₹2,000 to ₹3,000 every student for every month. And then if you teach 10 students a month, charge them 2,500 rupees, you can make 25,000 rupees a month by only sitting at home and teaching, and that is teaching for 2 hours. That's the opportunity that you get. You want to go to the next level, you can become coach, you can do counseling. There are people who are getting married, you can do what is called as compatible counseling. There are people who want to choose careers, and then you can analyze their handwriting and give them the career path. There are people who are suffering in their marriages, husband wife not getting along, and then so many things going wrong. Sit down and do counseling, use the handwriting science. And there are many people who want to change their careers, businesses, and they want to see what is their passion. You can become a coach. All that you need to do, you don't need to have an office. You have a internet service, you use the Zoom, you take their handwriting samples on the Zoom, on the WhatsApp, do counseling, do one-on-one session, and your students can be anywhere in the world, and charge them hourly basis of personal coaching, or sign a contract with coaching them every 3 months. This is my 3 month package. Using graphology, I'll change your handwriting, I'll change your signature, I'll do one-on-one sessions once in a week, next 3 months, and my package is 10,000 rupees. If you can sign up 10 people like this, you make 1 lakh rupees a month sitting at home using internet and doing graphology.
Amazing, amazing. Especially like if I can now see the corporate world as well, right? A lot of people lost in that world where they wanted to do something, but they have got caught up and they don't know what is the way out or what they can actually start following as their passion or start getting into different things. I think this skill can help a lot of those people as well. So I would highly recommend all those professionals, especially me coming from IT world, all those IT people on the laptops, on the systems, right? Of course, continue that, but this skill is something that can help you. Like if you can either learn or if you can reach out to somebody like Dr. Rafiullah Baig, I think your life can change forever. And so I
Thank you very
think
much.
great. This is like amazing knowledge here, golden nuggets coming from you with
Thank
your
you.
decades of experience. Now, one of the challenge with people is also like the one is of course the low self-image, the fear, right? A lot of people get into the fear, like anything that they want to do, like they want to change a career, they want to actually grow in their career. A lot of people get stuck because of the fear of failing, fear of losing. So, how can graphology help identify the patterns? Can that happen through graphology, and how can they actually help or support these people to move ahead?
Definitely, there are many fears which a person can be suffering from. Fear of losing, fear of success. You know that there is a fear of success. People don't get successful because they feel that once they become successful, they cannot be doing this. People have to go away from the family, have to spend time outside, and fear of rejection. Okay, fear of comparison. There are many fears, and they're all inbuilt. Nobody would come and say, I have these fears, but they would be suffering from many years in their lives. So once you scan their writing, you can find out what kind of fears these people have. And then you can connect with what happened in their life. And then once you identify that they are being with this fear, because of these fears, they're not able to scale up in their lives, change their signatures, change their alphabets, and help them to realize that they are influencing the subconscious mind to get the desired results. It will take anywhere between 30 to 40 days for a person to get a successful result by practicing every day for about 15 minutes. And anything for you to give results, you need consistency. And graphotherapy and graphology requires reprogramming of your subconscious mind by altering the way you write. Your writing starts from the mind. Your writing is thoughts. It starts from the thought. Your brain creates electrical impulses. It passes through the neuro system, ultimately reaches your muscles in your hand. Then it comes to the nerves in your fingers. And then you move your fingers in a certain way to have your thoughts recorded on the paper. That becomes your writing. Now, what we are doing in graphotherapy is we are changing the letters so that the changes are felt by the nervous system, by the nerves which are connecting to the brain, and it goes back the same route from where your handwriting came onto the paper. We are reversing the same route. Thoughts became your handwriting changes your thought. This is graphotherapy, which anybody can practice and get the results. And I again say, very important information. I'm not asking you to change your numbers so that you become lucky. Your stars will favor you. This is nothing to do with astrology, fortune telling, numerology. I'm not making people lucky. I'm not making people change their numbers. All that I'm doing is to reprogram their subconscious mind by using graphology. You can log on to my website and discover more about this science. There are, see, when I meet people, Fatah, the first thing I do is I look at their handwriting samples, and then I say, in next 5 minutes, I say three, two, one information, and they are kind of like attracted towards me like magnet. When I say three traits about you in 5 minutes, I can do more. If I say five traits about you in 5 minutes, you know what? People surrender. They want to know more about themselves, and they can
Right.
spend endless number of hours with me. I have, I, there came a point in my life where I stopped saying I'm a handwriting expert because people would, any party you go, any training program you go, and you analyze one sample, and the entire people are after you and say, "Mera handwriting देख के बताइए क्या हो रहा है ನನ್ನ handwriting ಸ್ವಲ್ಪ ನೋಡಿ ಹೇಳ್ತೀರಾ ಸರ್ ನಾನು ಏನು ಚೇಂಜ್ ಮಾಡ್ಬೇಕು ಸರ್ ಎಷ್ಟು ಕಷ್ಟಪಡ್ತೀನಿ ಸರ್ ಏನು ಜೀವನದಲ್ಲಿ ಸಾಧನೆ ಮಾಡೋಕ್ಕೆ ಆಗ್ತಾ ಇಲ್ಲ ಸರ್ ಹೇಳಿ ಸರ್ ಏನಾದ್ರು ಮಾಡಿ ಸರ್ ದಯವಿಟ್ಟು ಸರ್ ಪ್ಲೀಸ್ ಸರ್." That kind of a rap. And then I think being coaches, Patakan, you have been a tremendous influence on the people across the society, and people like you should be making people like you more. Like mean to say, Fatah Khan should be producing more Fatah Khans in this world, so that world becomes a better place. And the more people Fatah Khan creates, the more he's going to be happy, successful, and financially, going up to the next level. But ultimately, what happens is people will say thank you because you came into this world. Their life became happy. And what best gift that you can leave to this world when you are no more in this world? Like one day you have to all go back to where you belong.
Right.
Remember, even if you are not there and people benefit from what you have been teaching them, they remember Fatah Khan and say, because of Fatah Khan, 10 years ago, I changed my life. And I think this is the greatest gift that you can give to the humanity. And coaching industry is such that you can influence crores of people in one place, from one place. And I've been enjoying this fruit for the last 25 years. And people like Fatah Khan have taken this to the next level, and they have created careers for people without even, I mean, a software engineer was struggling in his office for the last 15 years writing soft code, and he almost closed the door that I cannot do anything in my life. People like Fatah can have come and say, hey, don't worry, even after 15 years of being a software engineer, you can start afresh and you become a career oriented person. Do what you like, make tremendous success. We need people like you more.
Thank you, and thank you for being that inspiration for all of us. And you have been doing this for over 2 decades now, and creating that impact. Now, since we are also looking at New Year that is coming, right? And one of the biggest thing that people do on New Year's is they start writing their goals, their resolutions. So it
Mhm.
is also said that when you write your goals, there are higher
Mm.
chances of getting that success in your goals.
Of
So,
course.
how does graphology also help here in terms of when you are writing goals? Is there a specific way that people can write goals? How does that help them if they have started using graphology in their lives?
Of course, yes. If they can use 10 minutes of their early morning time, like they go for exercise and they have their rituals, morning rituals. One of the rituals that they can pick up, which I have been practicing for many years now, is to sit down in a quiet place and write for 10 minutes, only 10 minutes. And all that you write is the 10 important goals that you want to achieve for next 5 years in your life. And then if you can write your goals maybe today, start your day tomorrow early morning, 10 minutes before you can leave your home for office or work, after you have done with your exercising and taking bath and all that stuff. When you are in a calm focused mind, write your goals, important goals that you want to achieve. You zero down as if you already have achieved it. I am happy. That's positive affirmation. I'm going to be happy. It's a postponement affirmation. Never write like that. I am wealthy. Already write. Because no amount of money can make you wealthy. If you are not happy with what you have today, you will never be happy with whatever you will have tomorrow. So be grateful for what you have right now. Right now, you have got clothes, you have got food to eat, and you have got a roof on your head. Oh, you are one of the richest people in the world. Can I make more money? Of course, yes, you have to. Now start from being thankful, grateful to what God has already given to you. You have food. There are people who are dying on the streets of Africa as a continent where they don't have 2 meals a day. People die on the roads. And today you can, you know, do something on your phone. You can order Italian, you can order South Indian, North Indian, and that guy will knock on your door in next 20 minutes, 30 minutes. He will give you hot food. Can people in Africa think about this? They don't have access to clean drinking water. Forget about free food. So start with being happy. Write down your goals, and I will teach you certain alphabets that you can use it. For example, I have a book. So Fatah Khan, this is a surprise for you and your students and your viewers. That there is a poster behind me, and the title. This is a book poster, and this book I wrote keeping in mind the student community in particular, but it is also for the parents. And what is interesting about this book is available on the Amazon books,
Mm-hmm.
and they don't have to buy. You don't have to spend. I'm giving a gift. I'll give you an e-copy of this book as a free gift, as a newer gift for all your students. I'll pass on the e-copy to you, and then you can pass it on further to all your students. And this book is focused on bring out the champion in your child, but it applies to individual as well. In that section, I have got a few letters that you can alter using graphotherapy. You can extract from the book and use it in your day-to-day life. Absolutely free. You don't have to pay anything. I'm giving you an e-copy. Otherwise, my book, Discover the Champion in Your Child, is available on the Amazon books for 2022. I launched it in 22, so I kept it at 2022. But I'm giving it absolutely free of cost to all your students.
Right. So definitely, like somebody is already asking the name, Dr. Sampurna. I'll be sharing that book with you, right? And that's already
Surely.
available on Amazon. Do you want to share the name again? It is The Champion in You.
Bring out the champion in your child.
Bring out the
I think you
champion
can
in your
see that.
child.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Yeah,
Bring
that's the
out the
post.
champion in your child. That's the caption of my book, and then it's available on the Amazon books today. But however, e-copy for all your students
Thank you
available.
so much. And I am also happy I brought you here so that I also get that e-copy. Right. So thank you for that
Surely,
because I want to make my kids also those champions. And of course, like getting from your knowledge can definitely help them big time.
surely.
So now we have been talking about graphology, right? And you are also an NLP practitioner. You have learned NLP. How is this different, graphology and NLP? Are they different? Do they complement each other? What is the connection or the relation?
I think Fatakan, the science of NLP, neuro linguistic programming, the science of body language, the science of graphology, the science of graphotherapy, they all connect with human psychology. The purpose of using these sciences, whether it is NLP, graphotherapy, graphology, the purpose of using the science is to benefit the humankind. It's to bring in the desired changes in one's personality. And there are different approaches. For my privilege and honor, I spend a lot of time studying different sciences. All right, my first paper presentation as a public speaker that I gave was on the subject of body language way back in 1994. Okay, so
Mhm.
I studied NLP. I got my certifications done in NLP. I studied graphology, got my certifications done. So I've been a seeker and I've been a student. Even now, I'm a student. If you have anything new that I think it's going to help me, I will sit down as an obedient student and learn. But when go onto the dais and when I'm teaching, I'm the master. So if somebody can have this idea of being a student, when you need to learn something, surrender to your guru, and then when you become the master, you have complete authority on the science. So one of the things I would suggest in the new year that you can all imbibe in yourself is be a seeker. Seek what is going to help you to become a better person, because success is to be felt inside first, then the compliment should come from outside. The greatest aim of education is not knowledge but action. So today we are flooded with information, knowledge. You go to the websites, they give you so much of knowledge and information. People have access to information. They get knowledgeable. Students go to school, college, they become knowledgeable. But what makes the difference is the action that you take based on the knowledge. If your knowledge can become your skill, then you can go anywhere in the world, become successful. But if you only have knowledge, no skill, that means you're a bookish person. So you need to have the skill. So I have the skill. This science of graphology gives you the skill of understanding people. Look at the handwriting sample. You may be in Germany, you may be in Russia, you may be in England, you may be in US, you may be in Britain, anywhere. You can still use this skill of analyzing handwriting samples, understanding them, counseling them, coaching them, changing their writing, changing their signature. So this is a global skill that you can have. And the greatest aim of education is not knowledge, but action. So always learn something that will help you to be an action oriented person.
Thank you for that wonderful tip, right? Because I think that is something people need to know, because sometimes we get caught up with knowledge, information, especially in today's era when information is flooded, we get caught up there. But your golden tip, I think, can definitely help a lot of people. Now, one thing is, say, for example, somebody picked up or spoke to you or somebody and then started looking at how they can change their career, because we are on the Dream Career Talk Show as well. They know now that there is a dream career which is not what they are working on, but there is always a fear, right? There are a lot of fears you already spoke about. How can they get started, right? Because you also took risk, you had that perseverance, you had that grit. Even after those challenges, you still continued. How can people start there and take certain risk and still build their dream careers? How can they do that?
Well, say Fatah Khan, to convince anybody in this world that you can do something different, you have to convince yourself. And I think the greatest conviction comes with a question that you can ask yourself. What you want to do in your life, is it going to help people? Is it going to make their life better? Are you being honest in your approach? If the answer is yes, in the heart of your hearts, if the answer is yes, please understand that cosmic energy, I call it Allah, you may call it with different name, that cosmic energy, that you're doing something good for the humanity, you're bound to be successful. So fear nobody. Drop all your fears. When you can answer this question in the heart of your hearts, what you're doing will help people, then forget about all the fears, go about achieving it. Yes, you will make some changes in your writing, you will change in your signatures. And when you stand before people, before your words can speak, your aura will speak to them. If you're honest, if you can look into the eyes of people and say, I am here to serve you and it will benefit you, there is no limit for your success. Drop all your fears. Yes, internal engineering can be done by altering your subconscious mind using handwriting, using graphotherapy, but it starts with your intent. If your intent is to make a difference in people's life, you're bound to be successful. Today, when I go to marriages, when I go out with my family for shopping, when I'm on a holiday, invariably, I don't know, from somewhere, somebody will come and say, Hi, Rafi Sir, how are you doing? I've been your student. I learned this science. I've changed my career. It helped me a lot. And my wife, my children are looking at them. And I am not able to recollect because these people did my workshop long ago and they want to hug, because my culture is whenever I meet my students, I give them a tight hug. So they come and hug me and then they are so happy, it's delighted, they're so loud. And you know what? That's my greatest gift. I mean, I have made tremendous amount of success in my life. I've been on TV, radio. I've been awarded as from the Niti Aayog of government. I've been awarded honorary doctorate in the field of graphology, and I'm a doctor of Rafiullah Baig by the central government. Honorary degree in this field, honorary recognition in this field, and I have authored a book. And I'm on TV shows, radio shows. I have done so much newspaper advertisements and all. But the greatest joy is something that you did 5 years ago with somebody is giving them results even now. They remember you, they love you so much. And this has no price. This is priceless. And if you can create this magic in the work that you do, you will make a lot of money. Alhamdulillah, I have made a lot of money in my life. I made tremendous success in my life. But the best thing I have done is I've remained a student. And I can learn, I can upgrade, I can teach. I'm passionate about health and fitness. I completed my night marathon 2 weeks ago. I completed 10 kilometers in the rains of Bangalore city, in the cold weather of Bangalore city with my son. The temperature was around 10 degrees. Showers. My race started at 8:30 and I completed the race, 10 kilometers, got the finisher's medal, and I'm so happy. It all comes from blessings of people. When people give you their good wishes, when people remember you in their prayers, you're bound to be healthy, happy, successful. But yes, remaining on the ground, grounded, become a student of life, learn from people, you're bound to be happy in your life. The test of your happiness is your health. If somebody can put their hand on the heart and say, I'm healthy and happy inside, then you are blessed by the Almighty. This is a grand test that you can do.
Great. I think some really golden nuggets coming from you with your experience,
Thank you.
and we can see you are speaking from your heart here, right? And you're so passionate about changing lives. So thank you for that wonderful advices. And people who actually, one of the thing that we also see is the environment, right? That people get caught up in the environment, and that is also sometimes not very conducive for them to move ahead. So how can people look at it? Because there are times when families don't support, there are times when friends don't support. We want to follow our heart and do certain things. So how can they take that leap of faith and still continue to work on something that they dream and build their dream careers?
Well, here I like to quote an example of Sachin Tendulkar, Fatah Khan. Absolutely failure in 10th standard mathematics paper. Even now, Sachin Tendulkar is not a 10th graduate. Please understand this. He is a 10th failure. So that's his history. From there, he went on to become the richest cricket player in the world, having all the batting records, whether it is T20, Test, or One Day International. So, from a 10th failure to an outstanding sportsman with thousands of crores of rupees to his name, and today loved by everyone in the world. Forget India. Sachin is liked and loved by because he led with integrity, hard work, and all that stuff. So, what do you want to look at Sachin's life? If you look at Sachin's life at 10th standard, you will call him, ये बच्चा तो 10th भी पास नहीं हुआ यार, ये तो फेलोर है, बेकार है ये तो. वहां से हटकर देखिए, आज की जिंदगी में देखिए, सचिन इज वर्थ thousands of crore rupees today. How? Because Sachin discovered that मुझे क्लासरूम में बैठ के टाइम वेस्ट करना नहीं है. मैं उसके लिए नहीं बना हूं. मैं बना हूं कि मैं मैदान में जाऊं, ऑस्ट्रेलिया के बॉलर्स को, वेस्ट इंडीज के बॉलर्स को, पाकिस्तान के बॉलर्स को, इंग्लैंड के बॉलर्स को मैं मजा चकाऊं, मेरी कंट्री को मैं जीत के दिखाऊं. He discovered that playing cricket is his passion. Shifted from a failure student to a successful batsman. And all that you need to do is answer this question. You may be a failure till now, like Sachin in 10th standard. In next 10 years, you can be an outstanding batsman. But you need to find out what is your field. For Sachin, it was cricket. For you, it may be public speaking. For you, it may be coaching. For you, it may be. You can start afresh. And what best way today? Patakan, I'm so glad you invited me today evening because every New Year Eve like this, I prepare 3-4 days in advance and I do my workshop called as New Year with a New Vision for Life. So we all enjoy today night, people go out and party and then people do all kinds of drama. But it's only changing of the date, mind you. What was 31st of December today will become 1st of January tomorrow. It will be 1st of January, whether you will sleep or not, eat or not. You have not done anything to change the date. Please understand. Don't people celebrate as if they have won the World Cup football tournament and no. आपने कुछ नहीं किया. Date खुद ही वो बदलता जाएगा. Next year भी आएगा. 23 से 24 को हम जाएंगे. आपको कुछ नहीं करना है. तो सेलिब्रेट ऐसे करते हैं लोग, ऐसे पीते खाते हैं जैसे कि उन्होंने वर्ल्ड कप जीत के लिया. नहीं. So don't just celebrate the changing of the date. Can this be a beginning of a new chapter of your life? अगर ये बात का आपके पास में उत्तर है कि आप कहेंगे कि यहां से मेरी जिंदगी बदल रही है, ये मेरा जिंदगी का नया दिन है और ये नई सुबह है, नया साल है, तो आपका न्यू ईयर आपको मनाना लाजिम है. वरना ಯು ಆರ್ ಗುಂಪಿನಲ್ಲಿ ಗೋವಿಂದ ನ್ಯೂ ಇಯರ್ ಡ್ಯಾನ್ಸ್ ಮಾಡಿದ್ದು ಕುಡ್ದಿದ್ದು ಎಂಜಾಯ್ ರೋಡ್ ಅಲ್ಲಿ ಹೋಗೋರ್ಗೆಲ್ಲ ಹ್ಯಾಪಿ ನ್ಯೂ ಇಯರ್ ಹ್ಯಾಪಿ. व्हाट ड्रामा आर यू डूइंग? आपने कुछ नहीं किया भैया. वो डेट ऐसे ही चेंज होता है, आप एंजॉय कर रहे हैं बस. क्या आप जिंदगी को चेंज करके बता सकते हैं? वो सेलिब्रेशन को लाइए. एंड आई थिंक दैट इज अ ट्रू सक्सेस व्हेन you can start a new chapter. I think tonight is a beautiful opportunity that it is not going to be only changing of a date, it is a changing of an event of your life. तो चलिए कल सुबह से एक नई सुबह देखेंगे आपकी जिंदगी में.
Very powerful message, very powerful. And I am committed. I am also going to change myself for the better, to become the better version of myself, because the messages coming from you are straight away striking my heart and telling me, hey, I have to also take more actions. Right. So, one more thing here, when people are looking at their journey to fast track their journey or also to change their journey, whatever changes they want to bring in their life, You have been successful 25 years. You have got all those accolades. People, especially Bangalore, Karnataka, you are the name which everyone knows, Rafi sir, right? So, how important is it to have a mentor in our life?
Absolutely. I think without a mentor, you'll be lost. And I have the benefit of being under coaching even now. Even now, I have the benefit of under coaching. I seek coaching. Of course, I seek coaching at a different level. For example, I had a long cherished dream of attending Tony Robbins' program. And for me, Tony Robbins has been a mentor ever since last 15 years or so. I used to watch his videos, but I had to gather a lot of money to do his program live. And I did this in Singapore with Tony Robbins, and it's a 4 day event. And on the first day of the event, what Tony does is amazing, which I think everybody should look forward to do. He makes you walk on the fire. आपको आग
Right.
के ऊपर चलाते हो ಬೆಂಕಿ ಮೇಲೆ ನಡ್ಕೊ ಬರ್ಬೇಕು ಬರೀ ಕಾಲು ಶೂಸ್ ಸಾಕ್ಸ್ ಹಾಕೊಂಡಲ್ಲಮ್ಮ ಬರೀ ಕಾಲು ಬರಬೇಕು ಸೊ ವೆನ್ ಯು ವಾಕ್ ಆನ್ ದ ಫೈರ್ ಬೇರ್ ಫುಟ್ you will discover that your fears are nothing in your mind. It's only in the mind. Because when I went to that fire walk, that's the first day, they burn the coal, right? Well, the program starts 12 in the noon, and we go for fire walk 10 in the night. So next approximately 10 to 12 hours, they're burning the coal. And we see the videos outside the coals, about thousands of kilos of coal they burn. And they turn that into charcoal. And the charcoal is spread on the ground and we are made to walk on it. And believe me, when you walk on the burning coal with all the fears in you, people scream, but once they complete the race, you are a totally different person. So for me, my mentor, Tony Robbins, I feel so proud to say I got so many other mentors. But when I look at the other way around, each student of mine have been a mentor of mine. He's been a coach of mine because every
Wow.
human being is unique. One student coming on time, coming before the classes, waiting for me, is teaching me punctuality. And one
Right.
student, when he's leaving my class and coming to give me a hug and say, "Thank you, Rafi sir, because of you, my life changed," he's teaching me how to be grateful. So I think each person in your life, your mother can be your mentor, your father can be your mentor. If you allow them to teach what they know, which you don't. And I think for me, all my students have been mentors. But when you go to the next level, Tony Robbins is uh, is mentor par excellence. I have the privilege of attending 3, 4 programs with him in different locations, and each time I met with him, I shook hands with him, I took a selfie with him, I asked me questions, I shared my success stories with him. He showed me how you can reach one place and then go to that next place, when next place, and keep that one. So have a mentor, and the mentor can be live like Tony Robbins, but your mentor can also be your books. And what best, you have a mentor in Fatah Khan, right from Bangalore city, local, who is available, approachable, मिल सकते हैं उनको. And the more time you spend with people like Fatah Khan, become his student, take him as your mentor, and drop your egos, surrender to his coaching. Next 5 years, you will be the next Fatah Khan, and you will be creating more Fatah Khans. So that's how you are going to be in the coaching industry. If you want to live your career, a passionate career, a career of your choice, you need to be learning to be a student first, and then you can be a master. A good student is always going to be a good master. And remember this, when a student is ready, the teacher appears. And for me, Fatah Khan is a teacher who has already appeared in your life, and take the best out of him. Like Sachin took the best out of Ramakant Achrekar. And the beauty is this, Ramakant Achrekar never played for India, but he produced a product called Sachin Tendulkar, Vinod Kamble, who played international cricket. And Sachin broke all the records. And who is his coach? Ramakant. Did he play for India? No. One match? No. One day? No. One test? No. Absolutely never played for India. But he created Sachin Tendulkar. So you can create students, like Fatah is going to create outstanding students who are going to be far more successful than what Fatah Khan can at this moment in his life. So what Fatah was at 30 years in his life, he can teach people to achieve in 20 years. So you save 10 years because of his experience in coaching. So what he's achieving at 30, you are achieving at 20. Imagine the kind of momentum you're creating under his coaching. And that's the beauty of coaching. You can outperform your coach. That's why you need to have a coach.
Amazing, amazing. Thank you for that wonderful message and for your kind words as well for me and for sharing about how people can change their lives. And before we conclude, I think definitely would not be an episode which I want to conclude, right? We will, of course, like stay in touch, and I want to bring you again and again on this particular platform so that through you, people can change their lives. But for this particular episode, before we conclude, do you have any parting message for the people so that they can take it away and be able to live a happy and fulfilled life?
Well, Fatah Khan, I think, like I mentioned earlier, starting a new year with a new vision for life, you have got a golden opportunity. And the best thing you can do is to have your own goals in life. So, those people who do not have a goals, it's not that you're going to write perfect goals. Your life will not be perfect. Your success will be shabby. It will not be a perfect story. No, don't look for perfection. That's the lowest standard of performance. Perfection is the lowest standard of performance. Don't look for perfection. Look for action, and you can perfect it over a period of time. Take action. If you're not taking care of your health, start with one meal that you can eat right. One day you can go out and walk for 1 kilometer. Start with simple steps. Over a period of time, create momentum. And you will never be a perfect person. You will never become a perfect dad. You will never become a perfect coach. There is no perfection. Even Sachin is not a perfect batsman. He has got out on zero many a times. So don't look for perfection, but look for outstanding results. And outstanding results come from shabby work. Success is a very dirty, shabby work. It will give you a lot of dirt on your hand. So ready to put your hands into dirt. Kai kesaradare boy masuru. Kai kesaradare boy masuru. So put your hands in the dirt. Get onto the field. Play the game. Fall down. You will have tears. You will have blood. You will have dust. And one day you will be the hero. So play the game. Get into the dirt. Make shabby success. But never look for perfection. Whether should be perfect or no, there is no perfect way of starting anything. Even tomorrow's new year that is starting tonight, there is no perfect way. All that you can do is take action every single day. By the end of the year, when you come here, my challenge is this. Like Fatah Khan is interviewing me today, I want to challenge your students, Fatah Khan, that next December 31st, your students should grow to a level that you should call them to interview and share their success stories. So, all your students who are listening to you and me today, I challenge you to take up this as a goal, that you will create an outstanding result in the career that you have chosen, so that Fatah Khan will have no choice but to invite you as a special guest 31st of 2023. Can you take this up? That's my message to you.
Thank you. Thank you for that wonderful message. And thank you for all the golden nuggets that you have given us throughout the episode. It is a pleasure and it's an honor to have you on Dream Career Talk Show. Thank you for being here. And thank you for all those people who have watched us live or people who are going to watch us on recording. This is going to be an episode which can change your entire life. So please do listen and also take actions, as Dr. Rafiullah Baig has mentioned, because he has walked the path, he has got the success, and that is how he has achieved things in his life. And when you follow that process or the path, I think we all can achieve that as well. Thank you.
Surely. And my gift, a newer gift, would be my e copy of the book that I would like to send it to you.
Yeah, definitely. So thank you. And for all of them who are listening and who will be listening to us on the recording as well, reach out and I'll be happy to share that e-copy with you, whatever Dr. Rafi Sir is going to share with me. So thank you for everyone. Thank you, Somin. Thank you, Dr. Sampurna. Thank you, others who have been sharing your messages. And thanks once again. And have a wonderful year 2023 ahead. Thank you, sir.